Nidoran, Mankey, Venusaur, Rattata, Vero, Pidgey, Sea King, Jolteon, Dragonite, Ghastly.
Immediate and complete reports of local blood and gut.
What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes
By now, you may have already been made aware of, for lack of a better term, a content creator by the name of SmartSchoolBoy9. This user, who is purported to run a collection of similar accounts that pretend to be children for allegedly nefarious purposes, has recently shut down all of these supposed connected accounts. After becoming the subject of investigations by content creators and doxers looking to expose an alleged monster. And while SmartSchoolBoy9 is the focus of many right now for his various disturbing videos, and his patterns of vulgarly advertising his paraphilia such as his armpit fetish, and baiting children into sending him material. A bit more about his history, however. SmartSchoolBoy9 was an Instagram user who, since as early as 2021, posted videos of himself dressed in stark white makeup, a schoolboy outfit, and high-heeled boots. The content of these videos features eclectic editing and bizarre voiceover work in which the user, an adult male, acts like a young schoolboy. And while some of these videos are simply weird, others have been described as sexualized and fetish-like in nature by many. Some of his more troubling content appears to be filmed at actual schools, with other posts showing children in public that he appears to have recorded without their knowledge. To make matters worse, at least a dozen other accounts with the names like TruthSticks11 and Girl Chloe 12 were also discovered. These accounts also pose as children and feature equally surreal edits, including AI edits, and featuring kids wearing the same high-heeled boots and posing in inappropriate ways, just like SSB9. These accounts were also all run by SmartSchoolBoy9. All of these accounts appear to have been suspended or deleted since he has been recently exposed. However, he has not ceased his actions. This includes trying to get children to send him images of their armpits or other supposed illicit images for the promise of a Robux gift card. And yes, many children do in fact reply. This is actually not a new thing with internet users. He is just one that happened to get attention in mainstream content creation recently. But another was brought to my attention in a similar vein. However, this one is talked about far less. Another case they won't tell you about because it's not monetizable. Another predator that arguably has done worse than SmartSchoolBoy9. A channel on YouTube, created January 20th, 2023, called Kakerak. Using a crude mock-up of a Reddit snoo as a mascot. Its mascot. This account began uploading poorly made and bizarrely themed edits. But even before you click a video, you are met with shocking and disturbing things. The profile reads, Kakerak loves hairy, stinky armpits. And the animations on the channel feature various poorly created characters in extremely sexual situations and other graphic scenarios, such as simulating the suicide of Ronnie McNutt and Shuaib Aslam. But perhaps the most disturbing video on the channel is the most viewed. A 53-second compilation of alleged victims of Kakerak, who submitted photos of their armpits with their username visible. Most of his videos are transparent fetish animations, with the most viewed being downright pornographic content of his character farting or engaged in other sexual scenarios. Some are slideshows of the alleged 100+ photos of children's armpits, children that he made into his victims. This user has also another video that allegedly showing censored stills from a child exploitation clip, that possibly was obtained via the grooming Kakerak does to their victims. A video that runs 26 seconds long and features stills of a person wearing a dinosaur mask edited into an FBI wanted poster with a news report about child predators in the background.
And do you know this man? If you do, the FBI wants to hear from you. Agents don't know if he's in the area, but they suspect him of sexually exploiting a child.
However, despite being told that those were stills from a child exploitation clip, just from the video on YouTube alone, this could be disproven. To start, the allegation was this is a little girl in the photos. However, reverse image search revealed that it is a non-binary person in their 30s. So what exactly is going on here? In contrast to SmartSchoolBoy9, there is a certain level of intent that can be observed in this individual calling themselves Kakerak. While both created a sort of persona or alter ego, and both lure and pay users online for questionable content, SmartSchoolBoy9 technically hasn't broken any laws himself. While I do agree he needs to be stopped, I do believe the reality of the matter is rooted more in a deep mental illness that carries paraphilia as baggage. Not at all excusing their actions, but the intentions behind SSB9 seem almost like a creepy art or something like that until you get to the armpit paraphilia, and of course bribing users online. Kakerak, on the other hand, uses their anonymity behind a mascot to portray an even more graphic fantasy, and perhaps even more malicious intention. The purest example of targeting children, and which is also shared with SmartSchoolBoy9, can be observed, but a psychological mindfuck of imagery is also at the forefront here. Graphic sexual and violent content, even self-harm and gore. Many users have been trying to flag attention towards the subject for some time, but were overshadowed by SmartSchoolBoy9's monetizable case, in which most information has been beaten to death, and he has since taken steps to cover his tracks of possible illegal activities. Kakerak blatantly announces that the content they wish to receive from children is their fetish, and it is indeed sexualized. And while that may not necessarily sound like it makes a difference or makes sense to reference, bear in mind I am mapping out a habit of intention, malicious intention with no shame. This user is most definitely a predator, and has also been taking any steps necessary to cover up their online activity, but still maintaining this channel and still getting activity all the way up to now in 2024, a year after its conception. The $20 Robux card at one point was raised to $60, and it would seem, given their success in this matter, that they have quite a bit of victims. It's almost taunting how they use said images and videos they obtain to flaunt their disgusting, barely if at all veiled fetishes and malicious intention with children. Kakerak's depravity doesn't stop at armpits and speculation either. In a deleted DeviantArt account, Kakerak was hosting some media in which they paid to obtain from their victims online. Of course, a plethora of anonymous armpits, but also content of presumably children urinating and drawings of their strange mascot and other depictions branding the content with the name Kakerak or Kakerak. They also have been linked to an Xvideos profile that allegedly was posting child exploitation material. This is where SmartSchoolBoy9 and Kakerak differ. Mind you, this is what we can see on the surface. The behavior in which these individuals allow us to see and possibly overshadows an even worse individual behind closed doors. A paraphilia does not make one a predator. For example, armpit fetishes are no different from a foot fetish. However, it is extremely common for child predators and even serial killers to have extreme and even criminal paraphilias, like pedophilia. This video is meant to shine more light on this individual and their illicit activities, as well as open your eyes to the vast amount of monsters that actually surround us. This will not be the last you hear from them, or even other individuals like this. The most important part of this video is the intention, and hope it will somehow bring a form of justice to the victims of these acts, and maybe, just maybe, help stop it from continuing. Unfortunately for many of these children, the gravity of even a simple armpit photo being sent is vastly misunderstood, and will only truly set in when they are far older and mature. The haunting and nauseating realization that these children are being used as masturbatory tools for an unknown monster behind a computer screen, fleetingly evading arrest while bartering for the innocence of children. And again, it almost feels like they're taunting everyone about it. These videos boast a level of confidence and disturbing thought, and it makes you wonder exactly what kind of evil is behind it and what will it take to make them stop. An unfortunate reality is that unless they are linked to or post something truly harmful and illegal, they may never be stopped. And while many people just believe if an account stops posting, the person's inactive, just think of all those sock accounts and the level of mental gymnastics it takes to posture yourself as multiple different individuals, all to groom and abuse children. This is also a common theme in online predators, like Matthew Falder, aka Lux, and Christopher Howard Wolf, who personally used over 20 aged sock accounts to manipulate, groom, and bully others. I would like to give a special thanks to Jay Adams, who contacted me about this matter and which seems to be ignored and even restricted by many people who could easily get the word out better than I. It would seem money truly talks, but I say something different. If it bleeds, it leads. Thank you so much for watching. If you like videos like this and would like to support me directly as my videos are not monetizable, please hit up my premium links in my description to get access to pages that are similar to a Patreon, where you can get access to all my uncut videos, deleted videos that aren't allowed on YouTube, and exclusives, like the Discord access where you can talk to me every day, merch discounts, and so much more. Stay safe out there, and as I said, remember, if it bleeds, it leads.
In the beginning, we explored the macabre and what we thought was the most shocking in our world.
Skies are gray, when 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 skies are gray.
A stark public warning in British Columbia tonight over a notorious pedophile
on the shooting attacks on 2 mosques in the New Zealand city of Christchurch.
Terrible to describe. Now walk me through that. What was going on in your mind?
Peter Scully was on the run for 4 years, considered Australia's most evil predator.
Well, as you can see, the parts of the building have collapsed. The fire has indeed engulfed the vast majority of this compound.
Christopher Neal made international headlines a decade ago after police in Europe used software to unswirl this image and hundreds more of a man engaged in sex acts with young boys in Asia.
I will talk to you except for you.
Do you feel blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like wolves about friends? Get friends,